Okay, so today is Tuesday, April 4th, and we're going to be doing two things. We're going to be just talking about our state tests, and they're going to be walking through a science test as a practice. Yes, Javen. Woof, woof.
Who's Jax?
Jax is a student in our class.
Oh, he is?
He is.
Oh, I never saw him in a meeting before.
Yeah, he's been in the meetings before. Okay, my friends. So here's the thing. So in fourth grade, many of you probably took the state tests. Who took the state tests? Who remembers them last year? Anybody? I know you guys took them because I saw some of your results. So the state test in fourth grade were only language arts, writing, and math. But this year in fifth grade, you actually have another test. It's a science test that you only take in fifth grade. You don't take it until fifth grade. And it's a test of everything you've learned about science since you came to grade school. So it's kind of like all science. And so it's hard in a way because you have to remember everything you've already heard. And another way, it's like not so specific. So that's okay. So on the agenda today, I linked a link to this document that has the science sample test. So if you go onto the agenda, you can click and you can open this up. I've opened it in Kami so we can take a look at it. We're just going to kind of walk through it and talk about the science test in fifth grade. So this is a practice one. And it has like this introduction to what you're going to be tested on. Again, this science test is not going to get you into harder classes or easier classes. It's not that kind of a test. The only thing that it does is when you go on to the next year, like when I get my class in the fall, I get a list showing me who in the class is above grade level in all topics, who is at grade level, and who's below. And sometimes it affects like what groups you're put into. But for the most part, it doesn't really affect anything for you. So it's a good time to practice test taking. It's kind of a good time to review science and remember what you know. Here's a page on test taking tips. Develop a positive attitude. Tell yourself, I'll do my best on this test. Like I told you yesterday, test taking is not a test of your intelligence. Test taking is a test of how well you take tests, which is kind of a funny thing. But like any skill, you can learn to be a good test taker, or you can not practice, and then you won't be as strong at taking tests. For the most part, the more you practice taking tests, the better you do on tests. You should get a good night's sleep before a test. You should get up early enough that you're not in a rush, eat a good breakfast, try to stay relaxed, listen carefully to directions, ask questions if you don't understand something, including the state test. When you do that test, I guess we'll do it online. And you'll be in a group of like 5 kids taking it online, and you can ask the teacher if you don't understand something. The teacher can read you the directions and explain them. It says one tip before you read an item on the test, preview the questions so that like before you read a long story, you'll know what questions will be asked so you can watch for the answers as you read. After reading an item, read the entire first question and all the choices, because sometimes it says look for the best answer. Read each test question and all the answers carefully. Pace yourself. So the state test, I'm not sure how they do it online. Back when I used to give it in school, if a kid said, I've done all I want to do for today, you had no limit on time. You could take as long as you wanted. And you could just tell the teacher, I'm tired of working on this test today. I want to work on it tomorrow. I'm not sure if it's timed or not now with the online thing. But certainly if you feel, oh, it says it's not a time test. If you need more time to finish the test, tell your teacher. So again, if you're tired and you start just like clicking answers, it's better to just say, Ms. Laws, I'd rather do this tomorrow. Okay. If you're not sure of an answer to a question, try these tips. Get rid of the answers you know are not correct. So eliminate incorrect answers. Read through all the answers carefully. Sometimes you can get clues. If you get stuck, skip it and come back later. Better not to do that too much because it's easy to forget. It's okay to guess. Make your best guess, because a guess is better than no answer at all. Before you turn it in, check and make sure you've answered everything.
The process of elimination.
Yep. Don't worry about the test. Once it's finished, go on, do your best work. It's not that big of a deal.
Wait, are we gonna still have school hours between the tests?
I don't really know the answer to that, Eli. What happened last year? Because I haven't been.
Well, we some people had state test 8:30. Some people had 10:30. Some people had 11:30. Yeah,
Ah.
and
Did
then
you
yeah.
have any other classwork or anything?
I don't think so. We just went to classes after if everyone was done with this test,
Yeah.
they would be doing class.
So I don't really know because the year that I taught Flex was the year we didn't have state testing, which was lovely.
Yes.
But last year they did it and I wasn't here, so I don't really know. It'll be a surprise for both of us, but I'll find out. I have to go to a training to learn how to give the state tests this year. So here it says direction. So we're starting this test. You guys can use chat to try to answer it if you'd like to, and we'll see what people think.
Wait, these are the questions for the state test?
Well, these are questions. The truth is these probably are some of the questions you're going to come across on the state test because the science test has kind of the same questions every year.
Oh,
Okay, so here we go. What change of state is shown? Is this liquid to gas, solid to gas, gas to liquid, or solid to liquid? A, B, C, or D? Put it in the chat.
A. Looks like A.
Okay, people are saying A, liquid to gas. See, that was easy peasy. The two magnets were placed near each other on a tabletop. Which statement about the magnetic force of these two magnets is true? So if it was put together right now, what would happen? Would the two magnets be attracted to each other? Would the two magnets repel each other? Would there be no force to change the magnets? Good job, you guys. B is correct. They will repel because they're the same. Okay. Paperclip electromagnets. That looks fun to make. Hey, Eli, can you mute for a minute?
Yeah.
Rachel made 4 electromagnets by winding coils of copper wire around a nail. Remember when Ms. Laws tried to do that with my potato? It didn't work. It was just a potato. She connected each end of the wire to a battery to form an electromagnet, which she used to pick up paper clips. In this experiment, what kind of energy is changed directly into magnetic energy? Is it heat being changed, electrical being changed, chemical being changed, or light being changed? Put your answer into the chat. A lot of people are saying electrical. So you've got to remember that batteries are tricky because I think we often think of batteries as electricity, but what do batteries have inside of them?
Chemicals.
Chemicals. They have chemicals. So this one is actually chemical energy in a battery. It's not, if it were plugged into the wall, it would be electric, but in this case, it's chemical because batteries are chemical energy.
Batteries are chemical.
Yeah, if you've never seen a battery that has the chemicals coming out of it, they get battery acid, it's called, and it's nasty stuff comes out of batteries.
Oh yeah, that stuff is disgusting and it hurts.
Well, don't touch it or eat it.
Yeah, don't. That's why you shouldn't eat batteries.
Yeah, that's the only reason. Otherwise, they're delicious. All right, friends.
Yep.
Lashana used the same force in the same way to push on 3 boxes. The boxes weighed 3 kilograms, 5 kilograms, and 10 kilograms. Which box moved most quickly and which moved most slowly?
I think D.
And why?
But because I think I'm just gonna think to.
It has to do with mass, right? Remember what we learned about mass?
Yeah.
We did an experiment with this where we tried moving something further. Oh, it was when we were blowing the sailboats across the water and we found that the same force, if it has more mass, it's going to move more slowly.
Yeah. Know what the answer is?
D is the answer. All right, friends, walking field trip. Mrs. Baker's class went on a walking field trip to a river near the school. They stopped at 4 places along the way and collected samples of earth materials. Here's a table of what they found. From the information table, answer the following questions. Okay, so they said one thing you can do is look at the questions first. So they're looking for which sample might be used for energy to make electricity.
Let me see.
Which material would be part of the ingredients used to make cement? These are weird questions. That's it, those two. So let's look. We're looking for something that could be electrical and something that could be cement.
I think 3 can make.
Well, let's read through it. So sample 1, reddish material that felt slimy and stuck to the hands, made a tight ball when squeezed, in a pile near a sign, reading Ajax clay pit. I think that was clay. Number 2, shiny black hard chunks the size of a fist seem less dense than most rocks. Near a train filled with coal in open-topped cars. Coal is a substance that we burn. It's made out of wood.
So
Number 3, clean mixture of sand, gravel, and small pebbles in a river bottom. And number 4, dark brown material of sand, clay, and decaying plant, moist enough to make a ball when squeezed together in a flat area near the walking path, probably dirt, huh?
B and then D.
Which one could you make electricity out of? You'd have to be able to burn it, right?
Yeah, B.
B, number 2, B. Which material could be part of the ingredients?
Then I
to
think
make
it's
cement?
D.
Actually, has anybody ever made cement at their house, mixed it up?
No.
No, but I know how it's made because my
Cement has
dad
a
is a
whole lot
construction
of-
worker.
Yeah, you mix cement with sand and gravel. So what would that be?
So that means it would probably be
Sand and
D.
gravel. It's 3.
Oh, it's 3.
So
Dang it.
C. 3. C. Would be the sand and the
I
gravel.
was thinking it would be C, but then I got thrown off after four.
It was a bit of a tricky answer, wasn't it? All right, number 7. How can police detectives use the dirt on a suspect's shoes as evidence that the suspect was in a certain location? A,
But-
shoes react differently to different types of soil. B, footprints are often left in the soft dirt. C, each shoe leaves a unique footprint. Or D, soils differ from place to place in color and texture. Put your answer in the chat. Let's see what people think. Put your answer in the chat.
I feel like it might be either.
And I think there's a little bit of a trick to this one because they're not saying that they're at the site where the footprints are. They're saying that they just have the dirt off the shoe.
I think soils differ from place to place.
Yeah, I think it's D, you guys. This one's D because if they had the footprints, it would be one thing, but they just have the dirt on your shoe. They just have a dirty shoe.
Yeah. Well,
Number 8. Which statement best describes Earth's movement in relation to the sun?
the earth goes around the sun.
Quiet. Answer in the chat. A, the sun goes around the earth. B, the sun and the earth go around each other. C, the earth goes around the sun. And D, the sun and earth go around all the other planets.
This is such an easy question.
I see mostly C up there. The earth goes around the sun.
As someone who is intrigued by space,
Yes,
it's
it's a no-brainer because it's called the solar system.
Yeah.
Everything goes around the sun. Huh?
also, as someone who also is intrigued by space, yeah.
Do you know that the best scientists that were alive hundreds of years ago believed that the earth was the center of the universe and that the sun was going around it?
Yeah.
Very silly. If all green plants died, would lions survive? Think about this one. A, B, C, or D. Yes, lions do not eat green plants. B, yes, lions could still eat other animals. C, no, the animals that lion eats need to eat the green plants.
Oh, wait, hold
Or
on.
D, no, they would have no more plants to eat. A, B, C, or D. If all green plants died, would lions survive? There's only one answer. You have to choose one.
I feel like it's C, but I don't know.
I don't see too many answers in here. Come on, guys, commit.
I
Oh,
feel
no.
like
Oh, no, it's not an answer. What do you think? What do you think? So So here's the thing. Lions, what do they eat? They eat things like deer. What do deer eat?
Okay, good. I'm glad I reconsidered.
Yeah, they eat green plants. So if all the green plants died, I'm afraid no, the lions would not survive, and neither would we, because we need green plants, we need photosynthesis, we need the whole cycle.
Oxygen.
Yeah, we need them. I'm afraid we have to have them. C, no, the animals that lions eat need to eat green plants.
Other lions eat other lions. Those are the only types of animals that eat lions.
Really?
Yeah, so in the movie
we
The
don't have
Lion
book
King,
club today.
the reason why that Scar had the lion skull was because he
Can you
ate
Another lion?
Mufasa.
Ooh, Hunter, that's dark.
It's actually a baboon skull.
I
Oh,
don't think
that
we
is
should
dark.
be talking about movies when taking a test.
Okay, let's focus back on the test. Number 10. Animals have adaptations that help them in survival. One example of this is the giraffe's long neck. What primary purpose does this adaptation serve? A, protection from heat. B, gathering of food. C, protection from predators. Or D, increased speed. Now remember that, like, many of these might be true, but you have to pick the primary reason that they have a long neck. Why do giraffes have a long neck? Everybody says B, for gathering of food, and that is correct. They eat those leaves way up high in the tree. Oh, look, we have a little food web. So here is a food web, a food chain. This is a dead wolf, and these are parasites that eat it, okay? Which picture represents a decomposer? And I don't think we've done this unit yet in science, but you might have done it last year. Is it A, the deer, B, the wolf, C, the dead wolf with the worms in it, or D, the plant? Which is the decomposer? You guys got it. The worms, C, right? They're breaking down the dead animal and turning it back into nutrients that the plant can use. All right. Which picture represents a producer?
So a
Producer is something that can make energy. A, B, C, or D, the deer, the wolf, the worms, or the plant? What can make its own energy? The wheat, the plant. Good, you guys have it. Photosynthesis. A frog is a vertebrate, means it has a backbone, that can also be classified as an amphibian, a fish, a reptile, or an arthropod. Oh, you guys got that one. Easy, easy. An amphibian.
Amphibian.
The difference between an amphibian and a reptile can be tricky, but an amphibian is an animal that lives part of its life in the water and part of its life on land.
And reptiles live
Mostly on
all their life
land.
on land.
Eduardo pours himself a glass of cola with ice in it. Identify which objects are solid, liquid, and gas. The cola is the solid. Nah. You guys have this one. Answer in.
This is easy.
Yeah,
Steve.
that's ridiculous. There's two that say the ice isn't solid. So what do we have next?
The cola, which is
Cola
a
is the liquid and the bubbles are the gas. D is correct.
cola is a solid.
So you guys, I hopefully are feeling a little bit better about this science test because you're totally doing great on this. When you hook up a battery to a complete circuit, what flows through the wires from one pole of the battery to the other? Electricity, light, or sound?
That's shocking.
Hilarious, Liam. I see a lot of B, electricity. Unless you do what Ms. Laws did and get it overheated and then heat goes through and it starts to smoke.
That's a shocker.
Science temperature chart. A class recorded the outdoor temperatures at noon on the first day of the month all year. They made this chart. This side is the temperature in increments of 10 degrees, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. And then here's the months. September, October, November, December, January, February is the coldest, March, April, May, June is the warmest, and you don't have July for some reason.
What?
May and June are the hottest actually because they're at the
that's
same
true.
level.
Mhm. What was the temperature on the first day of March? You can type in the temperature or you can type in the answer. A, B, C, or D. What do you think, my friends? I see everybody saying 35, which would be C. I think that's right because 30 is below it and 40 is above it. 35. If you compared the temperature on the first day of October with the first day of January, you would find the temperature did what from October to January? So
October. Oh,
January.
It dropped a lot.
it
Not
dropped.
much. October it was 60 degrees.
And it dropped.
January 30 degrees. Went
So-
down, stayed the same, rose a lot. Went down.
Down.
Okay, food web. Look at the figures below. It shows some of the animals that live on an island. Wow, that's a Northern Ireland island. The arrows show the source of energy for these living creatures. And the way it works on a food chart is the arrow points from the food to the thing that it gives energy to. So in this case, when you look at the fish is giving energy to the polar bear. The fish doesn't eat the polar bear. The polar bear eats the fish, but the fish gives the energy to the polar bear. Does that make sense? That's what the arrows mean.
And the polar bear energy is from sea plants.
So the arrows show the source of energy for these creatures. For example, the arrow pointing from the fish to the seal shows that the seal eats fish as a source of energy. What do marine birds eat as a source of energy? Here is our marine bird. What does he eat?
He's eating the Arctic. It looks like he's eating a. Wait.
I see people
marine.
say B, fish. That is correct.
That's
Correct.
right. Marine birds eat fish.
What do insects and fish eat as a primary source of energy?
Oh, plant. Plants.
Plants. Plants.
I hear people saying plants. I don't see C on there, but that is what plants is C.
But what's the
For a source of energy, Arctic foxes eat. What do Arctic foxes
They
eat?
eat marine birds and Syrian birds. They
Yes,
eat anything that is a bird.
Okay,
And
please,
seals.
please answer in the chat so other people have a chance, guys.
So
Okay. So they don't eat grass or flowers or insects. They eat seals. I guess they do eat insects, but it didn't say that.
They do?
I don't know. Okay, so this is kind of showing you what we were talking about this morning. One of the things that they have you do sometimes, especially if you're taking the test on paper, is you fill in and it says you use the number 2 pencil and fill it all the way in. When you do it online, I don't believe you'll do this. You'll just click it. And you know, we hardly ever do the test in person anymore. So here's the test key and the score. Since you got all of them right, you exceeded the state benchmark. Good job, you guys. You're all winners today. All right. We will be going over some other test taking practices later on, but good job. That should have made you feel pretty confident about the state science.
I
stuff.
feel extra confident.
You do? You feel extra confident because that was easy peasy?
Yes.
Good. That's what we want you feeling, is extra confident. All right, friends, that's it for today. If you did not-
Make breakout rooms.
if you did not join the meeting yesterday at 2:00 and you're confused about what the assignment was yesterday for social studies and you didn't submit it, you can stay with me. But yes, I'll make some breakout rooms in case you guys want to go to breakout rooms, and you can choose your room. And if you have a question, stay with me and ask it. What do you have?
We can leave.
A giant kitty cat thing. We are done.
It's an owl.
It's almost 2:30 right now, and we don't have